Good morning student, myself Bina Tripathi. Welcome to your online class. Good morning student, today I am going to explain you in history chapter 9 the Maratha War of Independence. See students, previous lesson we learned about that chapter 8 an idle ruler. That means Shivaji Maharaj organization skill, caring for the riot, policy regarding the army, a policy of tolerance, the inspiration for freedom and greatness of Shivaji Maharaj work. All this we discussed previous lesson, that is chapter 8 an idle ruler. See students, in this topic we are going to learn about that the Maratha War of Independence. Students, after the death of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the Marathas fought with great valor with the Mughals under the leadership of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj and Maharani Tarabai to protect the Swaraj. Students, after the death of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, when Shivaji Maharaj found death, the Marathas fought with great valor. Valor means what students? Great courage, great bravery, especially in battle, war, with the Mughals under the leadership of, that means under the leadership, students, the most important prominent leaders who protecting the Swaraj after the death of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Who are the students? Their name is Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj and Maharani Tarabai to protect the Swaraj. This long war that lasted for 27 years is called the Maratha War of Independence. Students, this long war that lasted means what? Continue for 27 years is called the Maratha War of Independence. In 1682 CE, Emperor Aurangzeb himself led the invasion of South. That means he himself led the invasion means what student? An instance of invading a country with an armed force. Even then, despite enormous difficulties, enormous means what? Huge difficulties, the Marathas emerged victorious. Who won the war? Marathas won the war. Marathas emerged victorious in this struggle. This war is an exciting means what student? Causing great enthusiasm and eagerness, and glorious means fame and honor period in the history of India. In this chapter we shall learn about this War of Independence. So what we learn that? We shall learn about this War of Independence. Students, the word Marathas used here means the people who speak Marathi, means whose mother tongue is Marathi language, or Maharashtrian people. That means the word Maratha used here means the people who speak Marathi or Maharashtrian people. See students, picture of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj was the eldest son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Student, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj was the eldest son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He was born on 14th May 1657 on the Purandar fort. After Shivaji Maharaj, he became the Chhatrapati. That means, student, after Shivaji Maharaj death, who became the next Chhatrapati? The next Chhatrapati, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. At this time, the Marathas were battling against the Mughals, and at this time, the Marathas were battling against the Mughals. During the same period, Emperor Aurangzeb's son Shahzada Akbar rebelled against his father. Student, Emperor Aurangzeb's son, who was Emperor Aurangzeb's son? Shahzada Akbar. Shahzada Akbar rebelled means revolt against his own father. That means Aurangzeb. The emperor crushed his rebellion. Then Akbar came to the Deccan, and Emperor Aurangzeb crushed his revolt. Then Akbar came to the Deccan to take shelter with Sambhaji Maharaj. And this way, Akbar came to the Deccan to take shelter with, he was take the help with Sambhaji Maharaj. Then the emperor himself descended to the south in 1682 CE to vanquish Akbar. That means to defeat Akbar. Vanquish means to conquer, defeat Akbar. He had with him a huge army and a powerful artillery. Student, Emperor Aurangzeb, he had with him a huge army and a powerful artillery. And also he asked the Siddhi of Janjira to undertake an expedition against the Marathas. And he also won over the Portuguese to his side. That means Siddhi of Janjira and Portuguese all are with Emperor Aurangzeb against Marathas, and consequently Sambhaji Maharaj had to face many adversaries, means many enemies. Adversaries means what, student? Many enemies at one and the same time. And this way Sambhaji Maharaj had to face many enemies at one and the same time. That means their enemy, Emperor Aurangzeb was the enemy, and now Siddhi of Janjira and Portuguese also become the enemy of Marathas. And this way Sambhaji Maharaj had to face many adversaries at one and the same time. The reign of Sambhaji Maharaj marked the first chapter of the Maratha War of Independence after Shivaji Maharaj. Student, the reign means what? The rule of Sambhaji Maharaj marked the first chapter of the Maratha War of Independence after Shivaji Maharaj. Student, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, father of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. That means Shivaji Maharaj had given him excellent education in civil administration and military campaigns. That means Shivaji Maharaj had given him excellent, very good education in civil administration and military campaigns. Sambhaji Maharaj had begun to take interest in the administration of the state and the command of the army from the age of 14 years. Now, student, that means Sambhaji Maharaj, when he is very small, that means age of 14 years, Sambhaji Maharaj had begun to take interest in the administration of the state and the command of the army from the age of 14 years. While he was still a prince, that means on that time he was not Chhatrapati, he was still a prince. He had led attack on many territories of the Mughals and the Adil Shah. Student, then French traveler Abbe Carey say about his battle skill. Whose battle skill? That means Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. Who was French traveler, student? Abbe Carey. Abbe Carey say about his battle skill, even though the prince is young, he is courageous and brave like his father was famous for. That means how Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was famous for courageous and bravery, great warrior. Same way, even though the prince is young, he is courageous and brave like his father was famous for. And this way, French traveler Abbe Carey say about his battle skill. Whose battle skill, student? Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj battle skill. He said that even though the prince is young, he is courageous and brave like his own father. That means, who is father of Sambhaji Maharaj? Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, father of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. Okay, student. When Sambhaji Maharaj became Chhatrapati, the war with the Mughals became fiercer, means powerful. Aurangzeb wanted to occupy means what, student? Take control regions from Kabul to Kanyakumari and create a grand unified Mughal empire. His dream was to destroy the Maratha state completely using his, student, Aurangzeb's dreams was to destroy the Maratha state completely using his military and financial prowess, means skill, expertise. He think that make the destroy the Maratha state. Who? Emperor Aurangzeb. But Sambhaji Maharaj shattered his dreams with his bravery and military skills. But what happened that? But Sambhaji Maharaj, every time he shattered his dreams with his bravery and military skills. Troops means group of that soldiers, infantry, group of soldiers, troops of the Maratha army attacked many of the Mughal territories. Though the emperor's general tried very hard for a long time, they could not win the Maratha fort of Ramsej near Nasik. Student, emperor general, he would try very hard for a long time. They could not win the Maratha fort of Ramsej near Nasik. Thus, Sambhaji Maharaj valor brought Aurangzeb to his knee. Once what happened, student? Once he removed his turban. Who removed his turban? Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb removed his turban. Turban means what, student? Pagdi. In frustration and threw it on the floor. He made a woman's oath, promise, that until he had vanquished, means defeat Sambhaji, he would not wear his turban. And this way, Sambhaji Maharaj had rendered Aurangzeb helpless to this extent. That means Aurangzeb's dream not successful. His dream was completely unsuccessful. Every time he is disappointed. Okay. Do you know? Student, Aurangzeb thought that once the Maratha fort were captured, their rule too would come to an end. So he put a siege around Ramsej fort near Nasik. What do you think that once the Maratha fort were captured, their rule too would come to an end? And because of that, so he put a siege around Ramsej fort near Nasik. Aurangzeb's army was huge. The Maratha army was small. Student, Emperor Aurangzeb had a huge army and large artilleries. But Maratha army was few, small. But they fought with perseverance. Because of that, the siege continued for the next 5 years. This bravery of a handful Maratha soldiers was unparalleled. The Maratha soldiers are very brave. They have very great courage, very bravery. And this resistance offered by the Marathas made Aurangzeb realize the difficulty of fighting with them. And because of that, this resistance offered by the Marathas made Aurangzeb realize the difficulty of fighting with them. Campaign against the Siddhi. Campaign means what? Student, military operation, fight, battle against the Siddhi. The Siddhi of Janjira used to harass the people. He harassing the peoples, pressurize the people. That means harass means what? Subject to aggressive pressure. The Siddhi of Janjira used to harass the people in the Maratha territory. He used to raid, burn and loot the Maratha territory and commit atrocities. And because of that, Sabasada has described him as a rat in the house. What he said, Sabasada has described Siddhi of Janjira as a rat in the house. Student, if rat enter in our home, rat will cut the cloth, destroy everything in our home. And this way, Sabasada had described Siddhi of Janjira as a rat in the house. Sambhaji Maharaj started a campaign against him in 1682 CE. His army laid a siege to Siddhi's Dandrajpuri fort and battered the fort of Janjira with the artillery. But what happened that? But at the same time, the Mughal army invaded Swaraj. Sambhaji Maharaj had to abandon the Janjira campaign and turn back, because at the same time the Mughal army invaded Swaraj. Because of that, Sambhaji Maharaj had to leave the Janjira campaign and turn back. The abandon means what? Leave that, stop that, and Janjira campaign and turn back. Campaign against the Portuguese. The Portuguese of Goa joined hands with the emperor against Sambhaji Maharaj. So Sambhaji Maharaj decided to teach a lesson to the Portuguese. Student, the Portuguese of Goa, joined hands with the Emperor Aurangzeb against Sambhaji Maharaj. So Sambhaji Maharaj decided to teach a lesson to the Portuguese power. He attacked the Redonda fort of the Portuguese in 1683 CE. So student, you have to remember that that means Sambhaji Maharaj attacked the Redonda fort of the Portuguese in 1683 CE. To counter this, the Portuguese laid a siege to the Fonda fort of the Marathas on the Goa border, and the Marathas broke through the siege and attacked Goa. That means to counter this, the Portuguese laid a siege to the Fonda fort of the Marathas on the Goa border. The Marathas broke through the siege and attacked Goa. In this battle, Yesaji Kanak showed great valor, great courage. The Portuguese governor got wounded. Wounded means injured, and retreated. Sambhaji Maharaj followed him. That means he was got wounded and retreated, and Sambhaji Maharaj followed him. The Portuguese were in deep trouble. At this time, Sambhaji Maharaj got the news that Mughals had attacked South Konkan. Therefore, he had to abandon means to leave the winning campaign of Goa and return to fight with the Mughals. And this way, Sambhaji Maharaj had to leave the winning campaign of Goa and return to fight with the Mughals. End of Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi. Aurangzeb did not succeed in his campaign against the Marathas. Therefore, he suspended that campaign. Then he turned towards the kingdom of Adil Shah and Qutub Shah and conquered them. You know, student, Aurangzeb did not succeed in his campaign against the Marathas because Marathas are very brave in fight. They show their courageous bravery in the battle, in the war, and therefore Aurangzeb suspended that campaign. Then he turned towards the kingdoms of Adil Shah and Qutub Shah and conquered them. The wealth and army of both the kingdoms was now acquired by the Mughals, and it made Aurangzeb even stronger. Now what happened that now both the kingdoms defeated by Aurangzeb. Now the wealth and army of both the kingdoms was now acquired by the Mughals, and it made Aurangzeb even stronger. Then he concentrated all his might on defeating the Marathas. He attacked their territories from all sides. The Maratha army general Hamibra Mohite got killed during an encounter with the Mughal army. Now what happened, student, that he attacked their territory from all the sides, Maratha territory from all the sides. The Marathas army general Hamibra Mohite got killed during an encounter with the Mughal army. Due to this blow, the military strength of Sambhaji Maharaj was weakened, become weak. Why? Because Maratha army general Hamibra Mohite got killed during an encounter with the Mughal army, and because of that, due to this blow, the military strength of Sambhaji Maharaj was weakened, means become weak. Administration of Sambhaji Maharaj. Even though Sambhaji Maharaj was busy fighting on various battles fronts, he did not ignore his administrative responsibility. You know, student, Sambhaji Maharaj was busy fighting on various battles fronts, but then also he did not ignore his administrative responsibility. Whatever the responsibility he have it, he do it. He did not ignore his administrative responsibilities. He continued the prompt justice and revenue system, which was a characteristics of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj era. Means he continued the prompt justice and revenue system, which was a characteristics of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj era. He severely punished the landlords who harassed common people and who rebelled against the Swaraj. And you know, student, Sambhaji Maharaj severely punished the landlords who harassed the people, common people, and who rebelled means revolt against the Swaraj. He gave administrative power to Maharani Yeshubai. Student, Sambhaji Maharaj gave administrative power to Maharani Yeshubai. Who was Maharani Yeshubai? Maharani Yeshubai was the wife of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. He gave her her own stamp. He continued the legacy of Shivaji Maharaj welfare policy. And this way Sambhaji Maharaj continued the legacy of Shivaji Maharaj welfare policy. How Shivaji Maharaj was always worried people's welfare. Same way, he also continued the legacy of Shivaji Maharaj welfare policy. Sambhaji Maharaj knew Sanskrit and many other languages well. Student, Shivaji Maharaj have knowledge about Sanskrit and many other languages well. He studied many ancient books on polity and wrote their gist. Polity means what, student? A form or process of civil government. And wrote their gist means journal meaning of a speech or text in a book called Buddha Bhushanam. And this way he studied many ancient books on polity and wrote their gist in a book called Buddha Bhushanam. Do you know? See students, I have marked with pencil. No need to read this. Do you know? Death of Sambhaji Maharaj. Aurangzeb was trying very hard to defeat Sambhaji Maharaj. He had placed Mukarrab Khan in charge of the Kolhapur province. Mukarrab Khan learned that Sambhaji Maharaj was at Sangameshwar in Konkan. He raided the place and captured Sambhaji Maharaj. Student, Aurangzeb was trying very hard to defeat Sambhaji Maharaj. Because of that, he had placed Mukarrab Khan in charge of the Kolhapur province. Mukarrab Khan learned that Sambhaji Maharaj was at Sangameshwar in Konkan place. He raided. Raided means what? A sudden attack. He raided the place and captured Sambhaji Maharaj. When Sambhaji Maharaj was taken to the emperor, he faced him fearlessly. That means when Sambhaji Maharaj was taken to the emperor, he faced him fearlessly. By the emperor's order, he was brutally put to death on 11th March 1689. Student, by the emperor's order means Aurangzeb's order. He was brutally means treated in a cruel way. Put to death on 11th March 1689. This way Sambhaji Maharaj brutally put to death on 11th March 1689. This Maratha Chhatrapati did not compromise his self-respect and faced his death nobly and bravely. That means Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj did not compromise his self-respect and faced his death nobly and bravely. The Marathas took inspiration from his sacrifice and intensified their fight against the Mughals. That means Marathas feel sad, but then also Marathas took inspiration from his sacrifice and intensified their fight against the Mughals. Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. Rajaram Maharaj was the second son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Student, Chhatrapati Rajaram was the second son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He was born on 24th February 1670 on Raigad. That means when he was born on 24th February 1670 on Raigad. He became Chhatrapati after the death of Sambhaji Maharaj. That means when Sambhaji Maharaj found death, After that, who become the next Chhatrapati? So after the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj become the next Chhatrapati. Now Aurangzeb thought that his dream of winning the Maratha kingdom would be released. So what do you think that what Aurangzeb thought that his dream of winning the Maratha kingdom would be released? He sent Zulfikar Khan to put Raigad under siege. That time Rajaram Maharaj and his wife Maharani Tarabai and Sambhaji Maharaj's wife Maharani Yeshubai and his son Shahu were on Raigad. See students, Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj's wife name is Maharani Tarabai and Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj's wife name is Maharani Yeshubai and Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj's son name is Shahu. And this way, that means Rajaram Maharaj and his wife Maharani Tarabai and Sambhaji Maharaj's wife Maharani Yeshubai and his son Shahu were on Raigad. It was risky for all members of the royal family to stay at one place. So it is very risky because enemy anytime they can conquer or they can defeat, they can attack, and this way it was risky for all members of the royal family to stay at one place. And because of that, Maharani Yeshubai tackle means what? Make determined efforts to deal with a problem or difficult task. So Maharani Yeshubai tackled this unprecedented means what? Never done calamity very bravely, resolving that she would not surrender to the Mughals under any conditions. She took many important political decisions on Raigad, and this way she would not surrender to the Mughals under any conditions. She took many important political decisions on Raigad. It was decided that Rajaram Maharaj should escape from Raigad and if necessary go to a far off place like Jinji. And this way it was decided that Rajaram Maharaj should escape from Raigad and if necessary go to a far off place like Jinji. It was decided that the fight to defend Raigad would continue under the leadership of Maharani Yeshubai. And this way afterwards it was decided that the fight to defend Raigad would continue under the leadership of Maharani Yeshubai. Maharani Yeshubai chose to make Rajaram Maharaj and not her own son the Chhatrapati. That means Maharani Yeshubai chose to make Rajaram Maharaj and not her own son the Chhatrapati. Her decisions is a shining example of her love for Swaraj and her extreme selflessness. She kept the Maratha Chhatrapati secure without regard for her own life or that of her son. And this way her decision is a shining example of her love for Swaraj and her extreme selflessness. She kept the Maratha Chhatrapati secure without regard for her own life or that of her son. And this way, you know that student, Maharani Yeshubai not make her own son Chhatrapati. She make Chhatrapati Rajaram become a, that means Chhatrapati, not Shahu Maharaj. And this way we can see about that her decision is a shining example of her love for Swaraj and her extreme selflessness. She kept the Maratha Chhatrapati secure without regard for her own life or that of her son. Let's find Jinji on a map of India. See students, it is totally cancelled. I have marked with pencil. No need to read this. Rajaram Maharaj leaves for Jinji. On 5th April 1689, Rajaram Maharaj escaped from the besieged Raigad with a few of his associates. You know student, besieged means what? To surround with armed force. On 5th April 1689, Rajaram Maharaj escaped from the besieged Raigad with a few of his associates. He decided to go south to Jinji. That means he decided to go south to Jinji. The Jinji fort was invincible. Invincible means what, student? Too powerful to be defeated. Very strong, very powerful. It was not an easy task for the Mughals to capture this fort, and this way for the Mughals it is not very easy task to capture this fort. Rajaram Maharaj took his faithful, means trusted Sardars like Prahlad Niraji, Khandobalala, Rupaji Bhosle, and managed to reach Jinji. So this way, that means Rajaram Maharaj took his faithful Sardars. The names are mentioned here. Who are the faithful Sardar, students? Prahlad Niraji, Khandobalala, Rupaji Bhosle, and managed to reach Jinji. And this way he managed to reach Jinji. The movement of the Marathas. It was difficult to defend the Raigad fort against the might of the Mughals. That means it was difficult to protect the Raigad fort. Defend means what? To protect the Raigad fort against the might of the Mughals. The Mughals captured Raigad in November 1689 and arrested Maharani Yeshubhai and Shahu. While going to Jinji, Rajaram Maharaj had assign means what? Give the duty to fight against the Mughals to Ramchandra Pant Amatya, Sankaraji Narayan Sachiv, Santaji Ghorpade, and Dhanaji Zadav. These are the few peoples who are trusted peoples. While going to Jinji, Rajaram Maharaj had give the duty to fight against the Mughals. These names you have to by heart, student, is very important. The names are there: Ramchandra Pant Amatya, Sankaraji Narayan Sachiv, Santaji Ghorpade, and Dhanaji Zadav. They are the few trusted people. From the Maratha point of view, the situation was critical. Aurangzeb had enticed, means attract many Maratha Sardars to his side by giving them watans and jagir. That means Aurangzeb was given the greediness to the Maratha Sardars. Rajaram Maharaj also used the same tactics to thwart the Mughals' plan. It was promised that if a Maratha Sardars capture Mughal territory, it will be given to him as a jagir. So you know, student, what Rajaram Maharaj was done? Rajaram Maharaj was promised that if a Maratha Sardars captured Mughal territory, it will be given to him as a jagir, means land. Due to this promise, many capable Maratha Sardars came forward. They started invading the Mughal territory with vigor and defeated Mughals' general. Now they started invading, attack Mughal territory with vigor and defeated Mughals' general. And Santaji and Dhanaji were at the forefront in this action. They are very forefront in this action. Who? Santaji and Dhanaji. Against their surprise attack and guerrilla tactics, the enormous amount of war materials and heavy artillery of the Mughals were of little use. That means, you know, students, the Mughals have huge amount of war materials and heavy artillery. But that means against their surprise attack and guerrilla tactics, that means the enormous amount of war materials and heavy artillery of the Mughals were of little use. The Mughals' force were at their wits' end. Wits means what? The capacity for inventive through and quick understanding, means need intelligence. It was end. The Mughals' force were at their wits' end. On one occasion, Santaji Ghorpade and Vithoji Chauhan even cut and carried away the golden pinnacle of the emperor's own tent in a surprise attack. And this way Maratha Sardars play very important role. And Santaji Ghorpade Vittu Chavan even cut and carried away the golden pinnacles of the emperor's own tent in a surprise attack. Siege of Jinji. Once Raigad was captured, the emperor sent Julfikar Khan to the south on the campaign of Jinji. And this way Julfikar Khan came to Jinji. He led siege to the fort of Jinji. The Marathas defended the fort bravely for nearly 8 years. The Marathas protect the fort bravely for nearly 8 years. How many years? 8 years. The Mughals' force engaged in the siege were fiercely powerful attack from outside by Santaji and Dhanaji. Rajaram Maharaj escaped through the siege and returned to Maharashtra. And this way Rajaram Maharaj escaped through the siege and returned to Maharashtra. Later Julfikar Khan captured the fort of Jinji. And this way later Julfikar Khan captured the fort of Jinji and Rajaram Maharaj escaped through the siege and returned to Maharashtra. See students, do you know? Totally cancel. I have marked with pencil. No need to read this. That do you know was cancelled. Do you know? Return of Rajaram Maharaj to Maharashtra gave a boost. Boost means help to the Maratha activity. That means when Rajaram Maharaj returned back to Maharashtra, gave a help to the Maratha activity. The Marathas attacked the Mughal territories of Khandesh, Warhad and Baglan. All these places Marathas are attacked. Rajaram Maharaj inspired hundreds of brave Maratha warriors like Santaji and Dhanaji with his understanding nature and statesmanship. And this way Rajaram Maharaj inspired hundreds of brave Maratha warriors, fighters like Santaji and Dhanaji with his understanding nature and statesmanship. He motivated them to protect the Swaraj. That means Rajaram Maharaj, he motivated them to protect the Swaraj and thus performed a very valuable task. But even as all this was taking place, Rajaram Maharaj died on 2nd March 1700 on Sinhagad after a short period of illness. That means very short period of illness. Rajaram Maharaj died on 2nd March 1700 on Sinhagad. Rajaram Maharaj was thoughtful and kind-hearted. He is a kind-hearted. He brought together all the capable people in the Maratha Empire. And this way Rajaram Maharaj brought together all the capable people in the Maratha Empire. He united them, created a new enthusiasm amongst them. After the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, he fought against Aurangzeb for 11 years. You know students, that means after the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, he fought against Aurangzeb for 11 years with great courage and tenacity. Rajaram Maharaj's greatest achievement is that he protected Swaraj in those extremely difficult times, and that was the greatest achievement of Rajaram Maharaj. He protected Swaraj in those extremely difficult times. While describing Rajaram Maharaj, noted historian Riyasatkar G.S. Sardesai has used the adjective that is Sthir Buddhi. Sthir Buddhi means what? Level-headed. He cannot be described in better words than this. And this way, while describing Rajaram, Maharaj noted historian Riyasatkar G.S. Sardesai has used the adjective Sthir Buddhi, level-headed. He cannot be described in better words than this. And this way Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj play very important role. Do this. See students, it is totally cancelled. I have marked with pencil, no need to read this. Maharani Tarabai. After the death of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj, Aurangzeb thought that he had won the war against the Marathas. But it was not so. Aurangzeb was winning battle after battle, but he could not win the war. You know students, what Aurangzeb thought that, what he think that Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj was found dead. So he thought that he had won the war against the Marathas. But it was not so. Aurangzeb was winning battle after battle, but he could not win the war. Maharani Tarabai, the capable wife of Rajaram Maharaj. She is a capable wife of Rajaram Maharaj, came forward to lead the Swaraj movement in the extremely unfavorable circumstance. And this way, Maharani Tarabai, the capable wife of Rajaram Maharaj, came forward to lead the Swaraj movement in the extremely unfavorable circumstance. See students, pictures of Maharani Tarabai. Contemporary Mughal historian Kafi Khan describes Maharani Tarabai as an intelligent and knowledgeable woman. That means what he described, that what Kafi Khan discussed about Maharani Tarabai as an intelligent and knowledgeable woman. And her management of the army and administration had won renown even during the rule of her husband. That means her management of the army administration had won renown even during the rule of her husband. And this way Maharani Tarabai was the capable wife of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. After the death of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj, Maharani Tarabai continued the Swaraj struggle bravely with the help of her Sardars. That means with the help of her Sardars, Maharani Tarabai continued the Swaraj struggle bravely with the help of her Sardars. Aurangzeb captured Satara and Panhala from the Maratha territory. You know students, Aurangzeb captured Satara and Panhala from the Maratha territory. But at the same time, the Marathas dashed up to the Mughal areas of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. But at the same time, the Marathas dashed up to the Mughal areas of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Tarabai expanded the war areas further. And this way Maharani Tarabai expanded the war areas further. Sardars like Krishnaji Samant, Khanderao Dhabade, Dhanaji Jadhav and Nemji Shinde opened battles against Mughals on various fronts outside Maharashtra. This was a sign of change in the outcome of the war. You know students, Sardars play very important role, and Maratha Sardars are very loyal, and with the help of the Maratha Sardars, Maharani Tarabai expanded the war areas further, and the Sardars play very important role. Their names are mentioned here. Sardars like Krishnaji Sawant, Khanderao Dhabade, Dhanaji Jadhav and Nemji Shinde opened battles against Mughals on various fronts outside Maharashtra. This was a sign of change in the outcome of the war. And this way it was a sign of a change in the outcome of the war. Maharani Tarabai, the capable wife of Rajaram Maharaj, Maharani Tarabai fought for 7 years. How many years, students? 7 years. She kept the Maratha kingdom strong. She took charge of the administration single-handedly. You know student, single-handedly means what? Working alone. Or we can say that without any help from anyone else. We can say the single-handedly means without any help from anyone else, and encourage the Sardars to participate in the mission of Swaraj. That means Maharani Tarabai took charge of the administration single-handedly and encouraged the Sardar to participate in the mission of Swaraj. Maratha Sardars fought against the Mughals up to Shironji, Mandsaur and Malwa. That means this way Maratha Sardars fought against the Mughals up to Shironji, Mandsaur and Malwa. Kafi Khan has recorded that Rajaram's wife Tarabai achieved great things and displayed the qualities of leadership of the army and management of campaigns. It added force to the Maratha campaigns. This way, she had very good leadership, good qualities of leadership of the army and management of campaigns. And this way, it added force to the Maratha campaigns. Do you know? See students, I have marked with pencil. No need to read this. That is totally cancel. Do you know? This also cancel. I have marked with pencil students. No need to read this. Totally. Do you know? Totally cancel. Maharani Tarabai kept up the legacy of valor inherited from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And this way Maharani Tarabai kept up the legacy of valor inherited from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Due to the forceful campaign of the Marathas, Aurangzeb was frustrated. The Mughal Maratha fight had continued for 25 years. How many years, students? 25 years. The Mughals Maratha fight had continued for 25 years. Still the Mughals could not defeat the Marathas. That means the Mughals could not defeat the Marathas. In this circumstance, Emperor Aurangzeb died in 1707 CE at Ahmednagar. The Maratha War of Independence ended with his death. That means still the Mughal could not defeat the Marathas. In this circumstance, Emperor Aurangzeb died in 1707 CE at Ahmednagar. And this way Aurangzeb was found dead. The Maratha War of Independence ended with his death. This Maratha War of Independence was the fight between the Mughal emperor's greed to expand his empire and the spirit of independence of the Marathas. That means this Marathas War of Independence was the fight between the Mughals emperor's greed to expand his empire and the spirit of independence of the Marathas. The Marathas emerged victorious in it. That means who won the war? The Marathas won the war. Who defeated? The Mughals defeated. The Mughals are defeated and the Maratha won the war. Marathas emerged victorious in it. After the death of Aurangzeb, they led others in filling the vacuum in the political arena. Arena means what, student? An area of activity, arena. They control the throne of Delhi, run the affairs of almost all parts of Hindustan. And this way, that means they control the throne of Delhi, run the affairs of almost all part of Hindustan and protected it. Therefore, the 18th century is known as the century of the Marathas. And therefore, we can say that the 18th century is known as the century of the Marathas. In the next chapter, we will see the achievements of the Marathas in that century. So, we will see the next chapter, how that we will see the achievements of the Marathas in that century. Students, the family tree of the Bhosle, it is started Maloji Raje son Sahaji Raje. The period is 1594 CE to 1664 CE. After that, Sahaji Raje have three sons, Sambhaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Venkoji. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, their ruling power 1630 CE to 1680 CE. After that, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj two sons, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, their ruling power, see the period is 1657 CE to 1689 CE. And Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj 1670 CE to 1700 CE. After that, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj's son Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj. Their period is 1682 CE to 1749 CE. And Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj have two sons, Chhatrapati Shivaji, son of Tarabai, and Chhatrapati Sambhaji, son of Rajasbai. After that, Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj's son Chhatrapati Ramaraja adopted 1750 CE to 1777 CE, and Chhatrapati Shivaji, son of Tarabai, Ramaraja adopted by Satara Gandhi. So these are the family tree diagram of the Bhosle. See students, you have to read this lesson twice and properly. I hope that you understood this lesson. Students, exercise given in your textbook. Question number 1, choose the correct option. Question number 2, find in the text in the lesson and right answer. Question number 3, give reason. So see students, all these are the assignment I am giving to you as your homework. You to do this in your notebook and read this lesson twice and properly. I hope that you understood this lesson. Thank you.